Okay, 6.2 is just converting. Pretty easy stuff. It's when we want to go from degrees to radians. And in your calculator, you might have seen that radian sign. What a radian is taking like a circle, let's say, and we're trying to figure out how many radians around the circle it goes. So instead of saying, oh, this angle is 12 degrees or 180 degrees, you would say, in terms of this r, how many times does that go around the circle? And so if you take a portion of that, then it's a certain amount of radians. And if you were to go halfway around the circle, the amount of radians is pi. So that's where the number pi comes from. And so if you take a third of this part, a third of pi would be this angle right here in terms of radians. So that's how radians work. Now to switch from radians to degrees and degrees to radians, we have two super simple equations. So if you start with radians, so if you see pi, you want to change it to degrees. So that means you times this by this guy right here, 180 over pi. Okay? And then if you notice, there's a pi on top and on bottom, so we're actually going to cancel those out. Let me do it in a different color. And then we have 41 times 180, and then we have it over 12. So all we're going to do is get a number from that. So 41 times 180 gets us a huge number, 7380. Okay? And then when you divide it by 12, we get 615, and this is degrees. So we put a little degree marker, and that's our answer. Oop, let me write that better. So make sure your answers say degrees in them if you're going to degrees. Okay, the other way to go is if you have degrees and you need to go 2 radians. So that means you're going to take this same fraction, okay, this fraction right here and this fraction right here are just reversed. So if you want radians, pi's on top. If you want degrees, degrees are on top. So we want radians, so pi goes on top, and it's always 180 that you use. So if you notice here, the degrees cancel out. So we have pi, and then if you do 600 divided by 180, you just want to reduce this fraction as much as possible. You're not actually going to get a decimal here, or at least I would not like you to unless I tell you to. So if you reduce this, they both can divide by 10. So we get 60 pi over 18. They can both divide by 6. So we get 10 pi over 3, and that is as simple as you can make it. And I am going to write the word radians here, just to know that I went to radians. And that's it.